Hello students, in this discussion we shall look at production of hydrogen using various means. This photograph what I am showing right now is the most common method, which is the electrolytic method of production of hydrogen. So this, as we have discussed in the earlier class, hydrogen can be an alternate fuel for IC engines. And hydrogen can also be used in fuel cell vehicles. It is being presently used. It is not very popular. It is used, but it is not very popular in fuel cell vehicles, where hydrogen is used and electricity is produced. Basically, in fuel cells, hydrogen we use to produce electricity, and that vehicle will be basically electrical vehicle. So you have got fuel cell car as well as fuel cell buses also, and this is not suitable for small like motorbike application because it is very bulky. As of now, we find cars. We have got Honda, Toyota, all these major manufacturers. They have got fuel cell cars as well as buses. As in BHEL, they have made a bus. So this hydrogen production we can classify in three methods. Like one is fossil hydrocarbons, like you have got coal, natural gas, naphtha and all. From that hydrocarbons, these fossil hydrocarbons, because they contain carbon and hydrogen, we can produce hydrogen. Like whatever petrol, diesel, natural gas, crude oil, this what you call coal and all, they basically contain carbon as well as hydrogen. So by this method, fossil method, where what we do, we pass this, they contain carbon and hydrogen. So when we pass steam, steam is nothing but H2O. So this oxygen reacts with carbon, and then it forms carbon monoxide, and hydrogen is released. So for example, CXHY plus H2O, this will lead to CO plus H2. And again, next reaction, CO will again react with oxygen to become CO2 and release further hydrogen. For small quantity, this fossil hydrocarbons, what I told just now, this is used for all commercial application on a large scale right now. Presently, it is used for commercial applications in a large scale. Whereas for a small scale, like I have seen, I think in our Aditya Birla plant, chlor-alkali plant at Karwar, Binaga, they also produce, they have electrolyzer and they produce hydrogen for their internal consumption by using water and using electricity. So basically, this by breaking up water using electricity, this process is known as electrolysis or electrolytic production of hydrogen. But the only shortcoming is here it uses high grade energy, which is electrical energy. And we have got a Thermo, one more method that is called as a thermal cycle. A lot of research is going on in this production also. I think in the past 2-3 decades, India is doing a lot of research. Even IIT Madras, the pioneer in hydrogen research. In the thermal method, almost 2500 degrees temperature, high temperature splitting of water is being undertaken to produce hydrogen. This is known as the thermochemical method of hydrogen production. So we have discussed three methods. One is fossil hydrocarbon method, second is electrolysis method, and third is thermal or thermochemical method. The one which is very popularly used, that is electrolysis, what I have shown in the sketch earlier. This is costly, twice as costly as from fossil fuels. You can see the sketch. A very simple sketch. It is a battery. It is a cell. You have got a positive and negative plate. It is connected to electrical DC direct current. It has got electrolyte, and you can see you have got one cathode and one anode, and you can see the oxygen and hydrogen being released when the electrolysis takes place when you pass the current. So this method is costly, as I said, because it uses high grade energy like electrical energy, but it is useful only in case where, like, you have got a nuclear power plants. Now huge nuclear power plants have come, and where the demand is low, so we have got excess production of electrical energy. So that time we can use this electrical energy produced by nuclear power plant when it is working at part load, that can be used for production of hydrogen. Or else second case can be the use of renewable energy like solar energy, wind energy and all. That too under part load, when the load commercial demand is less, that time the excess energy can be supplied to hydrogen production. It works out economically in that large scale. And there are two types of method. One is tank type electrolyzer, and another is a filter plus electrolyzer, also known as bipolar electrolyzer. So here what happens in a electrolysis, simple like a cell, battery or a cell, what you see, individual cell. Battery consists of a lot of cells. So here there is a splitting of water into hydrogen and oxygen by the direct current, and this process is known as electrolysis. Electrolysis consists of two electrodes, one is positive and another is negative. And there is an electrolyte. So this electrolyte is basically a potassium hydroxide solution, QH solution. The DC voltage is connected to the electrodes so that electric current flows from the positive side to the negative electrode. The positive electrode is known as anode and the negative electrode is known as cathode. So water gets decomposed to hydrogen, and which is released at the cathode end, and oxygen is released at the anode end. So to produce 1 kg of hydrogen, for a rough estimate, almost 25 to 40 units of electricity is used. So that is why I was telling this is twice as costly. 40 units of electricity means almost it is 200 rupees of electricity for producing 1 kg of hydrogen. That is why hydrogen cost is very expensive, twice as expensive, and even today it is not comparable with the petroleum products like petrol and diesel. And that is why hydrogen is not popular. Hydrogen vehicles are not popular today only because of commercial interest. Otherwise, if you look at the environmental impact, it is very good, because when you burn hydrogen or you use it in a fuel cell, the only emission what you get is water. So that is excellent, except NOx. If you directly use in a petrol engine, you may get NOx, and that is why we are going for low temperature combustion. So electrolysis is a simple method, as I said, which uses direct current to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. So in this discussion we have seen the three methods of production of hydrogen. In the next discussion we shall look at the storage and transportation of hydrogen. Thank you.